So good morning, everyone. Today we're going to go over Leadstreet and how to make sure that your account is set up and how to get it set up properly. So to get to Leadstreet, you log into Launchpad. If you need help with your Launchpad login, you can just send me a message in the chat or email me, and I will make sure I can get you to get into Launchpad. So once you log into Launchpad, this is what you're going to see. This is your home page. So on your home page here, your dashboard, sorry, my tools. So everything that you're going to use or anything like that, it's easy if you just have it saved in your tools section. So as soon as you log in, it's the first thing you see on your dashboard. So to add anything in here to your dashboard, you click the App Store. And then this opens, and it's literally got everything. You may remember this from when I went over Canada Post and had everybody add Canada Post to their homepage. So to add it to your homepage, you just click the heart, and then we can go back and see that it's now on our homepage. So today we're going to go over Leadstreet, exclusively Leadstreet. So once it's on your homepage, click Leadstreet. It will eventually open. And this is what you get. Today I am picking on Fabian just because my account is a main account and it doesn't have like an individual Leadstreet. So once this opens, I always suggest everybody the first thing you do is to check your profile to make sure all the information is correct, your email address, your direct line, your office line, everything. So we'll edit his profile. The pictures there, we'll go to contact information, personal contact information, and everything pops up. His office phone number, his cell phone number, his email address. The one that populates into here is your @remax.net email address, which is forwarded to your regular email address, the one that you use, whether it be a Gmail, a TrebNet, or anything like that. I actually don't suggest that you use the TrebNet that much. I suggest that you have that one, TrebNet, as well, forwarded to a Gmail or anything like that. So this is his email address. That's fine. Make sure to add your website information in here. And it's really easy to add. You can just add like fabianpassmore.com and it populates in the HTTP or HTTPS. So confirm that everything's okay. And you click save. Text message settings. So we'll click that. You're opting into text messages. Yes, make sure if you've changed your phone number or even that your phone number, your cell phone number is absolutely correct. I just like to go through and check everything. So we know that that's his phone number. It's fine. Save. Okay, and we'll go to office information. That's populated from us when we add you into the REMAX family. So everything's fine there. We'll click save. So we will go back to our dashboard here. Perfect. So if you have any listings, they would populate up here. So you can click on them to check them, to make sure everything's fine. Here you can add more pictures. You can add a branded virtual tour, anything like that. Fabian doesn't have any listings at the moment, so it's empty. Now, if you have an exclusive listing, you can add your exclusive listings here, and it will populate onto remax.ca. And I know quite a few agents that do that. Some don't. That's fine. If you need help with that, you can just send all the information to the front desk and they would be happy to load it into your Leadstreet profile. If you're going to add a exclusive listing, you just click add new. You would add in your address. The usual one I always use is my fake street. It does come up with the American and everything. You just scroll down and the Canadian's there. So we'll just pick postal code, the property type, residential, the subtype, single family residential, condo, farm, townhouse, etc. Is there any special listing conditions? Is it standard, distressed, an auction, senior community? That's not a mandatory field, but as you, with everything, mandatory field is always starred. The status, you can pick active under contract. I mean, you wouldn't add a closed or anything there, so I don't know why that's there. Add the price, and it populates its own listing ID because it's not on MLS. We would save and continue. Add your number of bedrooms, bathrooms. Again, none of this is mandatory. And here you would add in all your, you can add in your rooms.
Welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID.
The type of roof. So when you're adding in your rooms, you would pick them. Dining, library, save. Your headline, description. And here you can add in your virtual tour, your existing photos. And again, in remax.ca, I believe you can add up to 50 photos. So it's quite a few. So I'm going to cancel to get out of there. I don't need Fabian getting a bunch of calls on Fake Street. So that is entering literally an exclusive listing. It's very easy. And like I said, the front desk would be more than happy to help you with that. Before I go to the next section, does anybody have any questions on entering exclusives? No, we're good. Okay. So that's all under your listing manager. So I'm going back to my dashboard. Now, your coverage areas. Pretty self-explanatory, the areas that you're working or covering. So, and this is for leads. So you're allowed to enter 5 areas. So let's remove a couple for Fabian and show you how to add them back in. So to add them in, it's really, really very simple. You literally start typing and it adds. And like I said, you're allowed 5 here. Click save, and they're in there. And the postal codes. Same thing. Here's the postal codes, so we'll add them in. And click save. And it's very important that you have your areas and your postal codes filled out. In the areas, you're allowed to input 5, and in the postal codes, it's 10, and it tells you here, you have used 10 of 10. Okay. Skills. Your awards will self-populate here. Your specialties, your languages, anything like that. You can add everything in here. Communication. I've not endorsed that yet. Okay. So. Now you can send emails to all your clients from here. You just type it in. Yes, that's fine. And you can send everything from here. If you've gotten leads, they will populate into your contacts, which I'm going to show you. But you can send any message from here. I'm going to show you how to do the free newsletter to send every month. So leads and contacts, to add them in. If you get a lead through Leadstreet to your cell or your email and you accept the lead, which you should always do, it will populate here into your leads. But if you want to add in your own, because you're going to do the newsletter, the free, I must say, newsletter, you would just add them in here. My mobile, that's not my mobile, but whatever. You can add in their home phone, their work phone, and as much information as you can about them. How they would like to be contacted. Well, we don't fax really anymore. Best times to call. And you can allow them to log in by giving them a username and password. So I'm going to save my contact information, so I'm in there. You can create neighborhood reports for your clients. There's so much in Leadstreet, it's incredible. But I'm going to go back to where we were. So now Fabian has a contact. Yay. Again, down here, it shows your listings. There is no listings, and to-do list. So you can use this as like a little, I don't know, daily contact thing where you email people everything from here. That wasn't a really good description, I realize. So we're going to go to here, the little hamburger up at the top. Leads and contacts. So if you just click the plus, it expands down. So contact manager. This is where you would manage, again, there's any of your contacts. If you click the little gears, you can edit their information, send an email, enroll them in a campaign, create a neighborhood report, or delete them if they've asked you to. When you do send, when we get to sending the newsletter out monthly, if they don't want the newsletter, they can unsubscribe themselves. And from here, you can decide whether you want to keep them as contacts, to send them an odd email, or you can remove them if they've asked to be removed. And again, clicking them just goes into where you can add or edit any of their information. You can make them active or inactive. I'm going to stay active for this one. You can create your buyer profiles. You can create prospects in here, set up tasks for yourselves, anything. Today, I'm going to go to email marketing. So we did the send an email. You can set them up for a campaign. And you'll see in here, there's so many different campaigns, first-time buyers, anniversaries, follow-up, investor, empty nesters, everything. So let's just pick one. select an action. We're going to view it. And you would pick 1 week after start date, 2 So when you set them up for a campaign, this is when these emails would go out for that particular set of clients. So this is what they would get. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it has all your contact information, everything like that. So that's when you set up a campaign. And this is when the campaign goes out 1 week after you start. So 1 week after you make them active, then 2, 3. So once a week, they will get that. You can actually also go in and edit. And decide, you know what, I don't want them to have, I don't want them to get this one, or you can remove it from the campaign. Anything like that. I'm not going to save it. I don't want to mess up Fabian's campaign. And the message library. Again, goes through everything. The news, it's got all the past newsletters. Thought this might be of interest to you. These are ones that you can just send out to individuals or a small group or anything like that. I'm going to go back to my dashboard. I'm going to hit the little hamburger. I'm going to do email marketing. And I'm going to go to the monthly newsletter because I think this is really helpful. So go to the newsletter. And it populates. Okay, so these are the newsletter settings. Receive email notifications when a newsletter is ready. Any new leads will be enrolled automatically in the newsletter. Yes. Add recent activity near you. Sure. Send the newsletter automatically. Yes. So this is the newsletter that would go out. If there's something in the newsletter that you don't like, you can edit it. And then you would just save your changes. So currently we have 1 contact enrolled. So here I am, I'm enrolled, but I haven't been subscribed. So if you have contacts or that have come from leads that have been added, or you've added in contacts, you have to go in and subscribe them. So I would say just before you do your monthly newsletter is set to go out, just go in and make sure that everyone is subscribed. So you just click the name, click subscribe. Now, the silly thing is it doesn't show you the subscribed. So you have to, I don't know, either try and remember who you've added, or honestly, I just did one for an agent and some people on their list weren't getting the newsletter. I just went and selected all and just subscribed, just to make sure that everybody in the list gets it. If someone unsubscribes, this is grayed out and you aren't able to add them. So from there, you can decide either to keep them in your contact list and just send them the odd email, or you can choose to remove them from your list. That is the monthly newsletter. So then we would, obviously up here, we would save the changes. So automatically, your clients will get this newsletter. And like I said, you can delete or add anything in here you want to make it a little more personal for you. You can add in photos. You can add in a link to your website, anything like that. That is the newsletter It's really simple, and it's such a great way just to keep in contact with clients or even leads. You know, if you get a lead and someone's just inquiring about one of your properties on remax.ca, it's a really good way just to keep in contact with them. If you just go through here, send them your newsletter, anything like that. Does anybody have any questions? Kim does. If you add a link to a website, do you have to do this each month? Yes, you do. Anything that you add or edit in the newsletter, you would have to add it every month. Anything else? Okay, that is the newsletter. So we will go back up to the hamburger. Close the marketing and go to listings. So the listing manager, just look, well, we'll go to listing source manager. So the listing source manager here is where your either Treb, Drar, PCAR, Quinty, whatever your board membership is, would be in here. Your boards are already in here. We've already done that. As soon as you join us, we go in and we set up the basics of this. So that means this just makes sure that your listings, when they're listed on your board, pull into remax.ca. Open houses, you can add your open houses in here and it goes blasting out onto remax.ca. If you've added it on your board, I know there's no open houses right now, but when there are, when you've added it onto your board, it will populate into remax.ca. But just to make sure, you can always just go in here and add it yourself. And property type setup is just the different properties. If you have a different property type than is listed here, you can add it in. But I think pretty much everything is added in there. And we go back to the dashboard again. And that was the listings tab. Business intelligence is your lead activity report. So this is just sort of, again, Fabian doesn't have any, but this is just, again, it'll give you a list of your leads, the activity that you've done, anything like that. So if you've done your newsletters or anything like that, that'll show as activity. And you can just check and save it here. I'm not sure what you would do that for. Your social networking. So your social networking is where you would add in your Facebook, your LinkedIn, anything like that. Go to connections. Connect with Facebook, connect with Twitter. Now, there is a section in here in the contact manager where you can, or where you used to be able to pull your contacts from Facebook and add them into here. Now, you can no longer import anything, any information from Facebook. It wasn't that great in the first place because you still had to go into everybody, add or edit their names, because sometimes people don't have their like actual name on Facebook. You had to edit their name, you had to add in their actual email address, not their Facebook one, and add in their contact information. So really, this is no big deal here at all. It didn't provide anything before that I found.
Grace, a quick question for the connection with Facebook. When you connect to your Facebook profile, will it actually connect directly to your business profile or your personal?
Yes, it will. No, it will connect to your business profile. Okay. Anything that connects to Facebook, they can't connect to your personal profile. Facebook just won't allow it. So when you're connecting, it will always look like it's connecting to your personal page. But then when you actually go in there, it says choose one, and it'll choose your business page, let you choose your business page. Same way with when you set up the Back at You Media. It went in and everybody was like, oh my God, it's connecting to my personal. No, it won't, because Facebook will not allow that.
All right.
It has to connect to your personal to get to your business.
Perfect. Thank you, Chris.
No problem. So that is connections. So back we go again. Profile, we did that. I always do profile first. And honestly, I'm sort of obsessed with it because I check the profile quickly every time I go into anything. Because as you know, with computers, there can be glitches or anything like that. I always just go in to check to make sure all the information is updated and correct. So, folks, that is Leadstreet in a nutshell. Does anyone have any questions? We're all quiet. I have recorded this, so you will get to hear my lovely voice whenever you want. It'll be posting soon. So any questions, or we're good? I guess we're good.
I'll ask you, I wasn't really paying attention, I'm not gonna lie.
I
that
get
was
that, Jen.
Christine. Do you think it's worth showing them quickly, if you didn't already, how to go in and fix their profile, if it's not a picture they like or anything?
Oh, sure.
While
So
you're-
again, you go, once you get to your home page, you check, you see your profile. If that's a high school photo or just an old photo, you can change it. I hope everyone's booked for our photo shoot. And you can add your new photo here. So you edit profile. And then you can change your profile picture. I could change it to something silly. I'm not going to do that today, but you just would click choose file and go to your photos, pick your photos. You can crop it. Remember when cropping to be very careful, because as you crop it, the picture often gets a little bit bigger, and like you can see here, it can sometimes get a bit blurry. So then you would just click upload, upload, and there he is. Contact information, again, personal contact information. Make sure everything, I know it says state license here, you don't need to fill that out. The mandatory fields are starred. Make sure your phone number is updated. I generally, in the primary phone number, I don't put an office phone number, I would put a cell phone number.
Chris, while you're there, can you edit my email address and get rid of my TrebNet for me?
That doesn't say TrebNet, it says remax.net.
Oh, it's the REMAX one. Sorry. Okay, good. Thanks.
Is that okay?
Yeah, no, that's good. The
Okay.
REMAX is good.
Okay. So that's it. Any
We
more
still have
questions?
spots for photos, which we're always recommending you guys get, because once you save a photo and then you're looking for it again, the quality just deteriorates, and then you're using a photo that doesn't have good quality. So it's always nice to have a fresh photo. I believe last time Kelly did my photos, she sent me a link with the actual photo that I chose. So I just saved that link on my desktop and I just go there. So I've
Yeah.
always got the best quality photo to use or to send to other people.
Perfect.
And there's still spots in, I think we've got a few spots left in Ajax. So if anyone hadn't booked, you may as well just come in and get your photo taken. And then if you hate it, don't use it. But Kelly takes great photos and she's going to snap a whole bunch. And then the one that you choose, she can, Vogue it all up and edit it so it looks fabulous. And you should definitely just give it a go.
I haven't had my picture done in we won't even mention it because it may give my age away, but I'm going to Ajax to get my photo done and I'm pretty stoked about it. If I can manage it, come on, guys, get your picture done. If
Thanks.
you want, you can come and get your picture done with me. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. So no, we have no more questions. All right. Well, folks, it's been a blast. I believe next week we're going to come back into Launchpad because it is quite extensive. So I think we're going to come back into Launchpad, and next week I'm going to go into Design Center. So I will see you all next week. Everyone have a great